Tom Brady's season ended on Monday night with a wild card round loss to the Dallas Cowboys, and now there are questions about the future of the 45-year-old quarterback. New York Post sports columnist Mark Cannizzaro. He was at the game in Tampa, and he joins me now. Mark, how's it going?
Going great, Dex. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Now, Mark, Brady, I'm not sure if he's doing so well. He did not look his sharpest against the Cowboys, and many, as you know, consider him to be the GOAT QB. Did the GOAT look finished in your eyes?
You know, Dexter, I would not want to say finished, but he absolutely looked diminished, without question. I referenced in my column, pretty high up in the column, that I've learned a long time ago, having covered golf for as long as I have, Tiger Woods' entire career, never to bet against Tiger Woods. And he's defied, odds for much of his life. Or certainly his golfing life. And Brady the same way. I mean, this is a sixth-round draft pick, project in New England, wasn't supposed to do anything, maybe a backup. And, we've seen what he's done the last 2 decades. And obviously, to be 45 years old and having won a Super Bowl just a couple of years ago, I don't bet against him. But that said, last night he looked like a diminished quarterback. He looked like a guy that was every bit of his 45 years. And it was a bit eye-opening. I thought the most eye-opening play of the game, which changed the entire game, was the interception he threw in the red zone. Second and goal from the 5, and he just floated this duck into the end zone, nowhere near being thrown away, which he said he was trying to do. It was, obviously it was first red zone interception turnover in 3 years, going back to 2019 when he was with New England. That's 410 passes and going about 87 touchdowns ago. So that was eye-opening in and of itself. And frankly, it did change the game. But Tampa was never going to win that game yesterday. Dallas was just better. But Brady was, while Brady's usually the reason his teams win the games, I thought Brady was very much a large reason why they did not win the game and certainly were not competitive last night.
Yeah, definitely were not competitive in that one to Dallas. And we saw what Brady did last offseason, Mark, where he retired and then unretired. Brady, he hasn't given a timetable as to when he will announce what is next for him. So do you think the Bucs QB does one of these 3 options? A, remains in Tampa for a 4th season. B, plays for another team. Or C, retires again. What do you think Brady's next move is, Mark?
I'm just predicting because nobody really knows what's in his mind. But I really feel like he doesn't. I feel like he still thinks he can play, which I think he can. Not at the level he used to play at, but I think he's done in Tampa. I just got that sense. In the press conference afterwards, I did ask him about what went into his processing of how he was going to decide what he wants to do in the offseason. He just said, "Look, I just want to go home and get a good night's sleep tonight." And then I asked him if he had a timetable. And he just said, 1 day at a time. He goes, "That's truthfully what it is for me." It was very, very public about what happened with him and his wife, Giselle, splitting up. She was very, very unhappy about him coming back and playing, after that, 40-day retirement, quote unquote retirement last year. And Brady, to some degree, it seemed, at least from the outside, kind of chose his, finishing his career the way he wants to finish it. At least to some degree, maybe over his marriage. That's just me saying that. And but at this point, I'm not so sure he wants to go out this way. I talked to Cameron Brate, his tight end, in the locker room last night, and asked him about it. And he said, "Look, I don't know what's going to happen." And Brate caught that garbage time touchdown pass from Brady, and he was still clutching the ball. He kept it because he said, "Look, that we all know that maybe that's possible. It's his last touchdown pass in the NFL." It seems like it's probably his last touchdown pass in Tampa. But Brady ended his press conference, Dexter, in a kind of a weird way. It was this kind of wistful thanking of the media, and how tough it is on the players and the media. And, he almost got a little emotional, so even though he's been there just 3 years. So I thought that was a little bit of a telltale sign as well. But looking ahead, and I know I'm gasbagging, and I apologize. If I'm guessing, I think he's going to go. I think Las Vegas makes the most sense. Josh McDaniels is there, his former offensive coordinator in New England, and a guy who Brady's close with. There's terrific receiving talent on that team already, great skill position talent. Certainly the running back. They get a great tight end, a great receiver, and a really, really good running back. So that is a pretty good combo platter for Brady to step into. And that's probably, I think, the most likely place for him to land.
Interesting to see if that is where he lands. So you mentioned Vegas, Mark. If he decides to play but move on to another team, should the Jets, who we know they need a quarterback, should they go after the future Hall of Famer?
No. Not a good fit for Brady. Listen, I think it's a good fit for Brady, frankly, because the Jets have a ready-made team, in my opinion, minus the quarterback. I just don't think it's a fit for the Jets. The Jets are not looking for a one-year mercenary quarterback to just slip into the playoffs, and I think they're looking for something more. Obviously, they hope that Zach was going to be more. Now, obviously, that's very much up in the air. The candidates that we think that they're going to go after this offseason are Garoppolo and Derek Carr, both, 30, early 30-ish. Even a Baker Mayfield, I think, is late 20s, or not even late 20s, in mid-20s. I think they're looking for somebody that's going to be around for a few years. And the other element to it, too, Dexter, is that New England Jets hatred factor is just there. I don't know many Jet fans that want to see Brady in a Jet uniform, and I'm not sure Brady would be very comfortable wearing green and white himself. So, I just, on a lot of levels, doesn't seem like a good fit to me.
Yeah, it's hard to see Brady in the green and white, but some fans might want it. Who knows? Some fans might want it. We will see where Tom Brady plays next. It'll be very interesting. There'll be a lot of talk about it the entire NFL offseason. Mark Cannizzaro, New York Post sports columnist. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you, man.
Good talking to you, Dex.